Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. In an interview published by the Kremlin, Russian President Vladimir Putin admitted that repeated Ukrainian strikes on critical energy infrastructure have resulted in a fuel shortage within Russia. Despite this, Putin insisted that the situation remains under control and is not yet critical. He identified the main priorities as strengthening Russia's anti-aircraft defense capacity and ensuring stable fuel supplies, particularly to the annexed Crimea region, which recently declared an emergency due to power and fuel issues. According to Jajay Press, Putin maintained a resolute tone, vowing that Russia would overcome challenges posed by these attacks. Additionally, the president touched upon the prospect of diplomatic talks with the United States to end the war, stating that he is ready to engage with U.S. negotiators once Washington's focus shifts away from Middle East conflicts. Ukrainian officials, including President Volodymyr Zelensky, have characterized these refinery strikes as a necessary tactical move to undermine Russia's military capability. China's Ministry of Commerce has announced a new round of sanctions against 20 Japanese entities, including defense research institutions and subsidiaries of defense contractors like Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. These entities are now subject to export controls, specifically banning the transfer of dual-use goods from China, as well as restricting third-party transfers. According to reports from Thai Sounds, the Chinese government frames this move as necessary to maintain national security and prevent Japan's perceived remilitarization. However, observers view the action as continued retaliation against former Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi for her previous comments describing a potential conflict in Taiwan as a Taiwan contingency. Japanese Cabinet Secretary Minoru Kihara has strongly protested the measures, calling them a violation of international norms. Industry analysts note that, while not a total trade embargo, the curbs on dual-use materials, such as rare earths used in advanced military hardware, could strain Japan's defense supply chains. Japan is currently working to expand its domestic defense industry, and these sanctions are expected to increase costs and procurement lead times for critical equipment like radars and missile systems. According to Al Jazeera, Australia and Vanuatu have signed a new economic and security pact known as the Nakamal Agreement during a meeting in Canberra. The agreement officially blocks the construction of any foreign military bases or infrastructure in Vanuatu and establishes Australia as the island nation's primary policing partner. Under the deal, Vanuatu commits to consulting Australia on any future third-party investments in its critical infrastructure, though Australia will not hold a veto power. In return, Australia will provide increased economic support, with specific funding details to be released in an upcoming budget update. The agreement also stipulates that Vanuatu will prioritize assistance from Australia, New Zealand, or France in the event of a major natural disaster. This strategic move comes as China continues to expand its footprint in the South Pacific through infrastructure loans, port projects, and policing ties. In response to the agreement, Beijing expressed concern, stating that regional cooperation should not target third parties or serve as a tool for geopolitical rivalry. Australia has been actively seeking similar agreements with other Pacific nations to counter China's growing influence. According to CBS News, Colombia's president-elect Abelardo de la Espriella has named Rodrigo Lara as the country's next interior minister. This appointment is particularly notable as Lara is the son of Rodrigo Lara Bonilla, the former justice minister who was assassinated in 1984 on the orders of infamous drug lord Pablo Escobar. De la Espriella, who recently won a narrow victory in a presidential runoff, described Lara as someone who, despite suffering as a victim of violence, has remained dedicated to his country. Lara previously served as an anti-corruption official and a lawmaker who worked on the peace accord with the FARC rebel group. The incoming government has pledged a firm stance against criminal organizations, including the use of mega prisons and targeted operations against armed groups, signaling a significant shift from the policies of the outgoing administration. An EU agency committee has officially recommended the revocation of the marketing authorization for the drug Tavneos, avacopan, used for treating rare inflammatory blood vessel diseases. According to NHK, the decision follows an investigation by the European Medicines Agency, EMA, into questions regarding the integrity of the clinical trial data that originally supported the drug's approval. The committee has advised that patients currently taking the medication should transition to suitable alternatives. The European Commission will now deliberate on whether to finalize the revocation. In Japan, where the drug is distributed by Kissei Pharmaceutical, it is estimated that approximately 8,500 patients were treated with Tavneos in the year leading up to January. Amid reports of 20 patient deaths linked to severe liver dysfunction, though causal links remain under investigation, the company has urged medical professionals to exercise extreme caution. Kissei Pharmaceutical states it is currently consulting with Japan's health ministry regarding the necessary steps to take in light of the EU Committee's recommendation. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.